everyone, Profile Gaming here, and we're going to be actually playing some RuneScape old school, or old school RuneScape, is how it actually meant to be said. And, wanted to, as you can see, I have gotten everything pulled up and logging in right now. All right. It's been a long time since I've played old school. And this is my first time ever playing old school on a live stream. So I'm using Rune Light here. Oh, nice. So basically what we'll be doing today is we'll mostly be getting some doing some stealing and grinding up for some possible gold without stealing. Because kind of need the money to buy a bonds, an old school RuneScape bond. But I have some techniques of how I can get up like some skills. Somebody doing splashing. I mean, that is what people say is the most efficient way to get up your magic. However, it's the most unfun way I find in the game is splashing. Right. Oh yeah, I remember now. I need to go over here to officials. And I'm pretty sure y'all can all tell I'm using Rune Light. This is actually my first time using Rune Light to play old school. Originally, I did the straight game back when I played it. It was the base game. Pike. I need salmons. Trout bill. Can I even cook these? I hope so. Let me double check. Been a while since I played, so I need to check what I can cook, what I can't. Fish. Don't be under meats, I believe. Right here, meat. Alright. I'm 26. I can do pike. It's salmon I can't do yet. No, I can do salmon. Alright. Just salmon more better food, but cook on fire. Big salmon over here. Oh, they have people that are now here that will be actively dropping cooked salmon now. Why are there a bunch of... Alright. Pick out the unicorn. Yep, as I expected. Oh, yeah. Wait, people have in-game marriages again now in the game? You're kidding, right? Oh my, what, buying wife for 5K? That's funny. Some of the things some of the players say in this game are just funny. Oh, salmon and pike heal the same amount of health when eaten. Grab. All right. Go over here. Cook up some more. No. I can't move stuff in my inventory while doing steals. Been a long time since I played. I know you can move stuff around in your bag while doing skills in RuneScape 3, but I forgot you can't do that in old school. You gotta keep my bag organized to some degree. Use. Go down. I had to check something real quick. All right. Maybe a little too strong for these guys. Use portal. Climb down. Really? A little tiny spider? Yes, people still use this area for training. Hey, Dinner Tim's! I'm doing good. Thank you for stopping by. I'm currently playing old school RuneScape. Giant scorpions. There we go. Eat up. How you been, by the way, Tim's? Hope you've been good. Not the best thing for money right here. Let me see if there's something else that is still somewhat reasonable. Definitely not those guys. Nope. Guess I do have to just go up, walk on the level before. I'm in the stronghold of security, by the way, which is like the this was actually originally added to the game to help people learn how to protect their accounts from getting hacked, taken, and stuff. Because it became such a big problem in the game at one point, where people were having their accounts stolen. And they actually did a big old lore explanation thing for it. Don't particularly remember the whole lore explanation for it right now. But this is what the, I guess you could say, original security stronghold would have looked like runes before you went to RuneScape 3. Like actually before that too. I think this was implemented in only RuneScape 2 era, if I remember correctly. If I am wrong about that, please feel free to let me know. Uh, because I could be wrong on that. Let's see here. I'm just going around in circles, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Ooh, talk to beat people. These were originally added to the game to combat bots back way back when, but now they not really needed as much. Entrance heal, body heal, lid heal, and then legs heal, confirm. There we go. They would put in really simple little tasks to prevent botting. And then I gave you a little like reward stuff, like a lamp and stuff for doing them. Oh, nice. I gotta beat people's hat. RuneScape has always had bot problems since gosh know how long, honestly. Like since the founding of RuneScape have had bot problems pretty much. Back in Classic there were bots, just not as prevalent as it rounded up in RuneScape 2 era. That's really bad then when RuneScape 2 era had it. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm playing some old school RuneScape if you didn't know. I hope you're enjoying having a good day. Well, technically probably night for most people just like me. But so hope you're having a good night. All right, let's go this way. That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Have you ever do you play old school RuneScape on any level? Uh, just curious. Uh, or have you heard of it? Oh, you finally streamed for the first time after a big move, I take. Uh, wow. Uh, that that sometimes takes time to do. Yeah, I've never moved while I was streaming, but I have moved before I started streaming in a whole. So I can only imagine like how much of an undertaking it is, and then you feel bad if you have a fan base to some degree, how it can possibly feel bad. That you feel like you're letting your fan base down if you don't set things up quick enough for them. All right. Take out a god because why not? Oh, level 30, 51 magic. No, I just remembered a good place to do stealing. Pick up the bones and bury them. But I need to go to Faradol. Let me check my magic book real quick. Barak, Lumbridge, Faradol. Ah, need water rune. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Most of the systems are called Corpus system from Japan, from Snap Twin, Famicom, and Nintendo and GameCube. Ah, so a lot of the what most people would consider older systems, at least I would call them older systems, but personally, they're not flat out old because to me, flat out old is like flat out Nintendo, uh, the regular Nintendo 64, and like before PlayStation 1 is a good example of an actual old system to me. Uh, but GameCube just a older system to me because it was it was one of the last systems I felt Nintendo was actually that was good that Nintendo put out. Uh, uh, the GameCube and the Lego Wii are the like top two like systems I felt they put out, but like ever since every system after that, I just felt like they've not been the best. And then well, I've heard about what they've done with the Switch too. It just like, oh God, don't even get me started on that. Ruins what it was. Like, go heal. One, two, three, four. Go. Heal, then heal. All right. Now, let's do a quick teleport to Falador. All right. Now I need to go this way. Okay. Oh, that was a player. Been so long since I played, I've forgot what other players look like in old school. Can't wait for the newest selling update though. It has piqued my interest quite a lot. So hopefully that it not a complete crash out, and it winds up doing the game justice and not wound up doing like some other things did to RuneScape in the past. And I think that's what a lot of people's biggest worries are, is that it might ruin RuneScape like Evolution of Combat did, and why Old School wound up developing. However, I don't feel like there's going to be a problem with it too much, but I think that is some people's worries on the matter. You can build, buy boat, customize boat, what? Buy boat? I'm afraid I can't help you at the moment. You'll have to come back later. Oh, I have to have membership, of course. So they've already implemented some of the stuff for selling, but it doesn't drop until the 19th. Shop was one of the first compatible for support Nintendo. So they made the family basically programming Cobbled. Sorry if I'm not the best of readers, so I do butcher reading on stuff. A bunch of the logic and RAM chips in the shop had a fan-con microwave before Nintendo. Oh, I actually don't know if I've ever heard of the fan icon, or I'm probably not saying that right. I've heard of like the Atari, the different Ataris, like the Atari 3000, I think it was, and like those. Uh, but like, I don't think I've ever heard of Famicom. Let me look at the map real quick. Because it's over here. They completely changed how you look at the map now. Used to have brought up the full map. Unless it's the blue and white that causing that. Which is honestly why I decided to download Rune Light, is because it does work with the game better. Uh, right. House. Have to be a member to do houses. Good old. I remember when you'd be tree chopping and then you get a random magic spirit tree to attack you. Famicom by Nintendo was Japanese only, RF only. 1983 system before they came out to the US in the Nintendo. Oh, so it's like the pre Nintendo, I guess. Is that kind of what it would be considered? Ah, that makes sense now. That makes a lot of sense. Wish I could level up my agility, but I have to be in Limbo's world to do that. Alright, let's enter the hole. There should be ogresses down here. Ah, that makes sense. Eh, there we go. Oh, that dude dropped the Olympus root. Ranger owns eye. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even know about them, honestly. That's actually interesting. I grew up doing PC gaming, honestly. So, uh, a lot of like game systems I did actually stop like learning until a lot later, and it normally only learned about them uh, due to uh, people like talking about them around me. Because I grew up on dial-up internet. Interesting enough, though, with dial-up internet, uh, there was a lot of different games I played back then. A good example of a game I played was well Battlon.com, or also known as Adventure Quest, was a one. We also have RuneScape. I believe I did play. Uh, yeah, I did play it when it went into like when it left like the what was it? I think I did play RuneScape 2 Elo on dial up, but it was like only RuneScape 2. I did not play RuneScape Classic. I know that for a fact. RuneScape Classic is where you have the little like uh it was looked a lot different. This is more RuneScape 2. for those that don't know, old school is more similar to RuneScape 2 with the graphics. Classic was completely different from this with the graphics. And there was no run back then with Classic. And the only reason why I know this stuff is because I've been told it by by people who actually played it and looked into it. But I did not play it personally. I will not claim that I'm a classic RuneScape player because I'm not one. I am not one, so I shouldn't be claiming as one. Well, I will say, I have talked to people personally that have. Oh, that's why I streamed it, because it's different from what we got in. It was less censored, unlike when they made it there. Oh yeah. I recently streamed the Goonies, and we didn't get that game, but we got the the Goonies too. Oh, the Goonies. The Goonies. Oh yeah. Wasn't that a movie too? I've seen the movie. If it's the same Goonies, I think it is. Nature Ruins and Big Bones. C Squirrel? C Squid? What? No way. There we go. Got another one. I may need to hop worlds because due to this other person here, I unfortunately am not able to do this as well as I would like. Trying to assist with. I appreciate it, honestly. Really does help to have another person be able to bounce stuff off of. Because I'll admit, absolutely suck with just gaming and talking when I have no one to talk to. I just tend to just wound up going quiet and just focusing on the game the whole time. So like, uh, that's something I need to work on. I do admit for streaming. So I do appreciate you staying and speaking with me and stuff in the side chat. Uh, yeah, we all have our own disabilities. I'm on the autism spectrum, honestly. So, like, And I've also got dyslexia on top of that when it comes to the reading issues. So that's why I got those problems. So they do end up being somewhat of a problem for me at times, but the most I can do is just do my best at the end of the day to deal with it. I deal with that stuff on a daily basis. Not much anything people can do really at the end of the day for it, but help me learn to manage it even better than I've already have managed it. I have played Eclipse and Solipus Pesset, and I need to move so I don't die. Uh, attack. Oh, right. I'm butchering name. I've always been bad with names, especially of stuff. Uh, I have Eclipsa Plispa. Um, I am. Hmm. English is hard. All right. Epilepsy. Oh, okay. My bad. I apologize. When you said seizures, I'm like, oh, epilepsy. Yeah. I'm lucky enough not to have epilepsy and grandma seizures. However, I do have family who deal with epilepsy and grandma seizures. So like I can only like imagine what it like to be like actually having to deal with it personally. I've seen what happens when people go into grandma seizures and like other types of seizures because I have a pretty long history of it. So I'm lucky not to have that problem because yeah, there's actually a good amount of people that get them from since birth. It's actually very common. I'm lucky enough not to have gotten it, even though it is very prevalent in my family to get it from both. So like I'm lucky on that aspect. But dual world switching. Oh. I guess I'll go to this world. All right, go. I'm almost 48. Was supposed to not be alive since 14. I beat the doctor. I mean, that happens actually more often than you might think. Uh, well, it's not as common. It's not, I'm not trying to say it's very common, but it does happen more often than people realize. Like, switch worlds. Let's do this. Yeah, let's go to a British world, the world of the UK. And of course, there's still a person here. Okay, let's switch to another world. Yes. Ah, come on. Did running business. What? Who this person talking to? The saying doctor don't know everything, though they're helpful. Yes, I have to agree. No one knows everything. No one knows everything, not even doctors. So, like, pimping. Say I'm pimping. Pimping pop. All right. Actually, interesting enough, all the gear I've got currently on some rando gifted it all to me. No. This is a very common area for archers and range based players to level up. And apparently some melee uh users as well. I would like my full skill as to hit 99 to be magic. You know, I just realized something. I've never had a max 99 level skill in any in RuneScape ever. I just realized that I've only ever had, even in RuneScape 3, I've never had 99. I just, that's a interesting revelation I just came to. What happens to the loot you? Oh, the dude left. Oh, they want to deal with me. I apologize, dude, but like I was having to combat people earlier, so like I understand your pain. All right. Nice at 8. Lead. All right. Down you go, impostor. By the way, just a heads up for those that don't know, I am multi streaming on both Kick and YouTube. So if y'all feel like y'all want to support me on Kick more, go over there and watch me on Kick. If y'all feel like y'all want to support me more on YouTube, stay here on YouTube and support me here. I'm trying to right now figure out which one and been for a little bit now, which one I'm wanting to actually stream on because of based on to make my main stomping grounds. Right now, YouTube is still my main stomping grounds for streaming. So like that's why uh I have not changed it. But if I get more viewership and more interaction on Kick, and even possibly get monetized over there by any chance, not very high hopeful for getting monetized, honestly, fully. But if I happen to on Kick, uh, I will make Kick my main stopping grounds then, because it is technically more easier to get monetized on Kick than YouTube, for just streaming like I am. I'm gonna eat myself some good old Jolly Ranchers out of my bag of candy. Because I got a bag of candy next from me from leftover Halloween candy that trick or treaters did not come and get. All right. I got uncut emerald in a ruined battle axe, which I believe is actually classified as a rare drop from that. If I had the Ring of Wealth on, I believe the Ring of Wealth would have told me if it were a rare drop or not. Oh yeah, 12 damage. Nice. Hey, hmm, hmm. Ooh, we got a ruined helm and some mine ruins and some more big bones, which I can bury for player. I should focus on primarily picking up items that are stackable, honestly, and not pick up too many items that aren't stackable. That way I'm prioritizing more like stuff, certain things. I will admit, back when I played RuneScape 2, this area that we're currently at wasn't in the game on any level. That's why you don't see it this area in RuneScape 3 because it wasn't in the game in RuneScape uh back in original RuneScape 2 era, which I tend to think RuneScape uh 2 era around when the Fits of Gothics I believe it was around the Fist of Gothics or I think it was before because technically when they got rid of free trading and got rid of the wilderness is when I felt was the golden era of RuneScape for like the player base. The original like golden era, I should say. However, they've had some other times where people have came back or like they've wound up going up in popularity a lot due to like big streamers coming and playing the game. Uh, there was this whole meme due to a streamer. Can't remember which one it was, but they came to old school and there was this whole meme that started with giving them monkey nuts, which are uh, technically those who don't know what monkey nuts are I believe the UK termination for peanuts. It's what they call peanuts in the UK. So that's, and keep in mind, RuneScape was made in the UK, so like makes sense that why they called that. But it wound up being a whole meme at one point in the game of old school. Uh, Old school RuneScape have had, I think, many golden ages of like peak like times for it. Uh, but like the original like RuneScape 2 era, the peak like period was like before the whale trading. That literally like when they shut off practically all whale trading and closed off the wilderness to not being able to do PvP on any level and like a bunch of other stuff. And that would caused a lot of people to leave at that time. I mean, there was a lot of people who did stay, but there was a good portion who left after that happened. And then some point, I think it was like what really did the game in for a lot of people was the evolution of combat. Uh, though personally, I did not dislike the update when it first came out because I felt it gave a fresh new take on RuneScape. Though I know a lot of old school players probably will hate me saying that, or all RuneScape players will hate me for saying that. Though evolution of combat was a refreshing new take on like the whole like what combat. It made it more interactive, I would say personally. Now they was and they did have at some when they first released it, they had a tutorial that sort of like told you how to do the combat. However, that tutorial is no longer in the game, and made it like it made it hard to figure out now. Uh, and how to like chain your attacks and stuff and whatnot. And that's well why RuneScape 3, as it is now, has kind of just dwindled more and more. And most of the player base that a lot of the player base still playing it, so even now dwindling some from what I've seen. uh, or just coming over to old school now, like that have tried to stick with it. And I'm glad the new update for the whole thing is about they're finally getting rid of treasure hunter and all the MTX bull crap and like buying XP. And that is to start in January of January, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, January of next year. So pretty much at the start of next year. Uh, that is supposed to be uh they're officially getting rid of it. They're going to be officially dropping a roadmap on it all and everything, which is I'm actually excited for. It's a long overdue thing for like a lot of that stuff. I felt like a long overdue, and it felt like being able to buy your XP instead of actually work for it felt unfair to a lot of the original accounts because of how that is. Uh, I mean, if you took all that time to grind your levels up, only to know that you know another person around you that really got it all by just slapping down money, how would that make you feel, really, at the end of the day? I mean, uh, especially with RuneScape levels being higher, RuneScape 3 level being a lot of them being 120 rather than them being 99, a lot of them. Uh, it means you gotta do more of a grind for a lot of them. The very for a lot, I don't know if a lot of people know this though, but the very first skill to ever have it at 120 was actually none other than uh dungeoneering was the first skill to ever have level 120 for its max level, which most people actually leveled up doing the MTX stuff. No one goes to Damon Helm in RuneScape 3 to actually level up dungeoneering. They do everything else but Damon Helm, which was the place where the skill is supposed to originate from. Oh, I got to level up in magic and combat. Nice. But like, I wonder what's the deepest for many people on that play RuneScape 3. How far have they gone down into Demon Helm in RuneScape 3? Because I'm willing to bet most have not even gone past the ice levels. Most. I'd be surprised if somebody in the deeper levels than ice. Because you have different levels. You have the regular looking levels, then you have which are right below the ice, I think. I need to probably double check that, but I believe ice is the top levels. Then it's the normal levels. Then you get another set of levels after that look different, and it just goes down. It goes down each level deeper with different, and then I think it's every 20 levels or 10 or 20 levels it changes, or 25, somewhere in there. It's been a while since I've actually looked at it post because it's been a while since I've actually been to Damon Hine myself in the game. and actually done it and looked at it. But I used to enjoy Damon Helm for dungeoneering, especially when it first released. One of my skills I actually enjoyed doing it made it like it was a actual dungeon diving like thing. But like Damon Helm needs some like love, honestly. And RuneScape 3, I feel personally, because it most definitely is out of date with like the evolution of combat stuff, as well as there were a couple of other things that are still buggy about it. Now the graphics for the area is probably fine. I would say the graphics are actually perfect where they are for the most part for Damon Helm when you actually do the dungeoneering though, but like anything like past that, it's kind of seems broken and out of place from the like a lot of the rest of the game now. And I do understand it's supposed to be like out of place some, like with the materials and stuff, but they're it's too much out of place. It doesn't really feel RuneScape anymore. Like when they first release it, when it doesn't match with the rest of the game. And that's where I have the problems with Damon Helms now. I mean, they didn't update smithing in Damon Helm. They still have the old smithing system in there. Mining didn't need to be updated. That I will say they did not need to update the mining in Damon Helm because it's supposed to be limited resources anyway. So it's perfect like it is. But the smithing portion of you having to make your gear though is just uh the it's the old way like you do in old school, and it doesn't match up with RuneScape 3 current stuff, and that's a problem I feel. Oop, nice, that more fire ruins and the bones. There we go. Ogress warrior. Nice. That person just seemed like they're killing the kill. They're not actually picking up stuff. Which is fine by me, honestly. All right. Oh yeah, they are picking up some stuff that they're killing. It's not a whole lot. Oh, and the high alchemy probably too. I mean, that is probably the more efficient way to go about it, honestly. Can I even high elk with my talent level? Mhm. Filter. Nope. Utilities. I can low elk stuff, but I can't high elk yet because I need to be level 55 magic for high elking. Well, at least I can use every teleport spell in the game. When it comes to certain things in the community of RuneScape, I will say certain things need work. With the RuneScape 3. I tend to go, I guess I'm one of the few that tend to go, when I just say RuneScape, I refer to RuneScape 3. I'm the few that actually do that. But then I have to correct myself and say RuneScape 3 a lot of times. Because technically RuneScape 3 is the original game of RuneScape. So the fact that it's gone into such disrepair is like sad to me. On another note, I am excited for RuneScape Dragon Wild's Fell Hollow to drop. I am most definitely excited about that. RuneScape Fell Hollow is going to be a really nice thing that I feel like it's gonna be a really nice update because it's right now a lot of people that have played it have already done everything they can, really. Uh, Even maxed out those skills to level 50, which is like the max level for skills in RuneScape Dragon Wilds is currently 50. Uh, but hopefully they'll be adding like some nice stuff with that. I would love to see them do like full on public whale type set up, similar to like they do with uh like sort of a whale type thing, open whale type thing, like we have for regular RuneScape, but on the island of Ashdale. And it's like have servers, designated servers you go to, public, that lets you play with other randos, like MMO more. That would be an interesting thing to be able to see them do with it, is an MMO type setting with it. And what part of the stories I have like hold of the what they got so far for these stories is actually really good for lore in the RuneScape Dragon Wild. Get really good lore so far. I can't remember if it's Mod Raven. I think it's Mod Raven that does the lore. Uh, Sometimes it's hard for me to remember which mod, which unless they're like one that is as prevalent as Mod Ash. Like everyone pretty much everyone loves Mod Ash. Not too many people dislike Mod Ash and Jagex's like circle. Mm-hmm. I feel is a shining example of what you should uh how a person who is like overseer of what he does uh is supposed to be like for the most part. He he's so I really like how Maud Ash does things. He cares more about I guess the players, I guess is the best way to put it, than really his job. Because he's willing to get fired from his own job for doing things he shouldn't, but he has never, but it winds up not getting fired because of the fact that it's winds up being beneficial in the end that he did it. Well, that's still a lot of other like big game corporation that had somebody like Maud Ash and the Soko for the gaming community. Uh, this dude is people are just making some interesting names in this game now, apparently. Hmm. Oh, by the way, as always, if y'all didn't know, my name is in like for all games I tend to play. My name in RuneScape Old School, just like in RuneScape regular RuneScape or RuneScape 3s, pretty much is profile 506. So if y'all ever happen to see my name, I keep the same name for any game I play. Profile 506 is my main gaming tag for anyone who doesn't know. So anyone who wished to like anyone who wished to know that knows it. Do what you will with it. Because a lot of times, if you see that name in a game, there's a chance that it might be me because that's my primary gaming tag. There actually are a couple of exceptions for some games because I did have other gaming tags originally before Code File 506 became my primary. Uh, so, and normally if a game has a gamer tag other than Code File 506, it normally means that it's and I'm using it in the game to be precise. It means that either it's a game that did not let me change it from my old name when I did a switching of gaming tag because I have done that in the past. Or the other thing is it did not give me the option to be able to do that because there are some games I have played where you can't do a full on custom name like mine. You have to pick from a little list. So I have not played any of those games in a long time. My For anyone who want to know what my favorite god is in RuneScape, it's Guthix. I absolutely love Guthix. He's my top dog god. I'm gonna be honest. He's my main guy that I love. Uh, I feel like he has the best lore out of all the gods, and I can relate to his lore better than any others. Uh, Now, my second favorite god is actually Zalos. Interesting enough. Uh, I like Zelos. Uh, the dark god Zelos is probably my second favorite god in the game. Oh, Evil Bob. Talk to. Yes. Fruit. Let's see. I believe it's gonna be over here where I need to fish. Do I need to grab a small net? Yeah. Grab that net. Oh, I have to talk to the human person. Evil Bob Sullivan. believe it's this one. Fish-like thing. And then I have to uncook it. And I'll talk to him. Was that not the right one? Oh gosh. Yep, figured as much. Did do that right. Alright. Go heal. Switch welds. Alright. Go heal. You can put 2 halves of a pizza to make a whole pizza. Is that actually a thing you can do in the game? I'm just doing world hopping. Mm, there we go. The take. Nice. I remember back in the day when you actually died, you dropped your stuff on the ground without the gravestone. But there was no gravestone back when I played back then. I remember that. And one thing I used to do, because there were bots then, one thing I used to do is on the island Al Carib, I mean not Al Carib, what's the name of that island again? After I kill this person, I guess I'll look up the island name real quick. It's the one that you do a quest for. You do run quest, if I remember correctly. Actually go to the surface. Okay. No, 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 no. Here, let me do this instead. It'd be faster. I'm actually on the island, technically. If you look at the map, actually, no, I'm not. Okay. We get some insight to some of the sailing stuff. Dog Nose Island. That's a interesting one now. Can't wait to see what the course. I'm very curious with the course app, but really curious about this area, honestly, because of the fact that I've heard there might be some implications, possibly, uh, from RuneScape 3 will be implemented in this area, which is got me sort of hyped because I love RuneScape 3's lore. Oh, that's one thing I cannot say is I love the lore on RuneScape 3. I feel like the lore purist, the lore pretty much is like top tier. The golden age of like lore for RuneScape is in RuneScape 3. Uh, I've always sort of felt for the longest time RuneScape old school has kind of stagnated for a good while, long while with it lore, personally, but it's been a while since I've actually read up or done the newer stuff like the Dragon Slayer, second Dragon Slayer quest, and like Desert Treasure 2, and a couple other things like that, which are unique to old school RuneScape, which I have not been able to do yet. Oh, right here. Karamja. That's it. Uh, let's see here. Was I going to looking at Karenja for again? I completely forgot. I went on a whole nother tangent and totally forgot what I was uh looking at Karenja for. Shoot. Oh well. Yep. Okay. I used to have a very unhealthy obsession with RuneScape at one point in my life. Like, and I only actually was ever like, I only got membership and RuneScape started doing memberships when I think it was around the time of like uh before evolution of combat started being a thing, and when I started getting memberships uh back in RuneScape 2 era, but it wasn't like the typical like uh RuneScape 2 era. It was the area of RuneScape 2 that was they had fits of Gothics. That much I remember because I remember having membership. Well, fists of Gothics were going around, as well as having membership for uh, Soul Wars, but I've never got like into Soul War like I did with Fist of Gothics. I feel like they need to bring Fist of Gothics over to RuneScape old school, honestly. I feel like because that mini game was more than just a mini game, it brought lore to the game too. And I feel like it like they don't have Fist of Gothics in old school. In fact, when I started playing old school for the first time, I was like, hey, where's because I didn't know they didn't have it. I was like, hey, where's Fist of Gothics? And a lot of other old school players didn't even know where it was. What? But yet it's a mini game that is in RuneScape 3 that not up to speed with current like gameplay metas. Like if you want to play it, you want to be able to play it with other people that have legendary mode on for RuneScape 3. It's not really fun to play in uh or have people play it in evolution of combat mode. Uh which a lot of people don't realize you can turn off the evolution of combat in RuneScape 3. just like how you can turn off they're actually designated whales in RuneScape 3 where it's naturally is turned off for players. But in order to know that, you have to navigate the whole like very badly made, like very bad setup for like what is it called? They have a really horrendous like settings set up, and in order, and most people don't even look through it all, but there is a setting in it that says that it turns off the evolution of combat, and I think it's called going into legendary mode or something like that. Oh wait, no, my bad. It legacy mode was pronounced. My bad. Legacy mode is what it's called, and it voids all evolution of combat stuff. And also, it's a thing to note that there's some quests that are better to do in legacy mode because they are so like behind the time of the rest of the game that you have it if you're wanting to like play it in a like somewhat like what's what I'm looking for, somewhat good way where it's friendly and like doesn't seem too easy but doesn't seem too hard type thing if you're the right skill levels. uh there's actually they require you to, it's actually more not required but like more recommended to do it in legacy mode, which I feel is a like bad thing to have in a game to some degree. But some of your quests you have, in order to play it in the way it meant to be played, you have to like go in your settings and then change your whole like how the game plays in your settings. That finds I find that where it could be annoying. And then they also have it, well, I think a lot of the newer bosses require you to be able to have the evolution of combat on to combat them. So, like, at that point, why even have legacy mode in the game? Because some of the like major boss end game bosses you fight in RuneScape 3 is can only be fought in evolution of combat. Like, and you can't even do necromancy effectively in legacy mode. Like, as far as I'm aware of, you can't do it. You cannot play necromancy in legacy on any level, which is a like. At that point, why do they even offer that in the system legacy mode? I mean, I kind of understand the legacy like mode for the like graphics, which you can just have that on, but I don't understand why they have it with the combat portion. Like, doesn't make sense to me personally. Hmm. Got more steel euros. You're not going to hear me complain about getting euros right now because I can use them on a later date with where is it? With range right here, which is still level 1 for me. Saves me some time of having to use it because flex you have to be a member for fletching, which is always been a weird thing to me, honestly. Why that's a like members only skill when if you it kind of breaks any range if you're wanting to go for a range school like as your main and free to play. You can't make your heroes, you have to buy them, which always felt like it's always been that way, but like to me, it's always felt like that broke the game loop for for players that wanted to do archery. That just, I guess, another like me thing on that. So it always been that way. So I'm not really complaining about it. It's just like always seemed off. That's all. Attack. Oh, arena chaos ruins. Good to know. So if that's the case, let's go to Faradol. All right. Had to get a quick drink of water. Also need to quickly check something. Yep. That looks about right. All right. Let's go heal. Now. Since I'm out of Chaos Ruins, I'm gonna go to Death Ruins now. Also, I need to do this. Combat. Wait. Pass. No. I forgot. That's not how you do set up auto cast in this. I go heal, and then off blast, fire blast. It's gonna be water blast. I do. Wait, no. If I do water blast, I don't have the ruins for it. So that will. There we go. I should totally make a tab for something like deposit all this. All right. What level is my defense anyway? 35. I mean, darn it. 38. I just want to say 35. I do not know. Yeah, I forget that you have this I believe I can't remember if it's the water or body ruin crafting octo, but this was the original location. However, in RuneScape 3, it's not here because this is where the clan camps are. Because clans did not actually come to the game until like a lot later. Clans actually came to the game originally before clans it was friend chat, what it was classified as, though they was using it as a similar like function, I guess. I guess you could say it was being used as a similar function, and when you go to the Clan Wars arena, technically that was originally done with friend chats, not actual clans. I believe it's still set up that way. So that's kind of interesting, honestly, to think of now. Oh, I was going the wrong way, apparently. I was going the right way originally over here by the crafting guild. What that is. I need to really learn the land. By the way, I got 9 wood cutting. I can only cut normal trees. That's good, I guess. Not really. But there's a person that's just cutting trees and dropping their logs, which makes me question why, honestly, they're doing that. Could it be a bot? I mean, possible. They have bots in old school, and actually they're pretty they're not as super bad, but they are very they do it in a way where it's not very always clear cut to know if they're a bot or not. But I do like how old school make a spectacle out of the bots. That used to be a thing in RuneScape, in the original RuneScape. That used to be a thing. Well, you could see all the bots being pretty much prosecuted and stuff after they got banned for botting. Wound up being a whole thing. And that's why when you go into that alternate area of Varrock, called New Varrock, I believe it called, RuneScape 3, you see that one guy standing now that is they got the robot head sitting around him and stuff. He was originally the guy that you would walk up to, talk to, and he'll give you a pitchfork, a regular pitchfork, to be able to shake and stuff at the box when they was being prosecuted. And then it will eventually become a golden pitchfork at some point. However, they got rid of that in RuneScape 3. And old school heal, they do it with streams. They'll live streaming the bot killing stuff, which I will say is probably more entertaining than what they had in RuneScape 3. However, it got the same sort of like ness about it, where they're making a spectacle like thing out of it, or to prosecute botting, and there's something I would enjoy watching. I haven't had the chance to watch them do bot killing and banning on old school RuneScape streams. However, I have seen them. I have seen reaction clips to it on like YouTube, where some people did a clip of the stream and reacted to it, of certain bots being banned and whatnot. Ogrish shamans. Ow. There we go. Oh, level 53 now in magic. I can do Oath Blast. I'm going to do a quick check on something. See about something. All right. I've checked it. Hmm. By the way, I will mention that those that don't know, I will be having my model. Uh, Hopefully, I'll have it fully made and paid off uh, by December. Uh, so hopefully, mm, mm, mm. At least I'm doing things with good money. Oh, level 23 player. Nice. Wait, I just remember, don't they did they add something like known as God alignments or something for player, or did that not pass the poll for old school? I think that's just simply did pass the poll now I'm thinking about it. What members only? Let's see. Nice. I got aliens and more big bones. Well, everyone, I think I'll be ending the live stream here. Uh, I'm doing a stream retire, honestly. It's not as late as my other streams, but I've had a long day, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope you all enjoyed, and remember, as always, remain forgotten. See ya.